Let's bake a very simple but elegant tres leches cake today, which just means 3 milks. We're gonna start with a stick of butter or half a cup at room temperature, and I'm gonna add some sugar to it, and we're gonna whip this for a good 3 to 4 minutes till we get a nice creamy consistency. This is why you want to ensure the butter is at room temperature. Now I'm gonna add some good quality vanilla extract just to give the cake a nice flavor. Keep mixing till you get a creamy paste. Now I'm gonna take 3 eggs and you're gonna add them in one at a time. Keep the mixer on as you add the eggs in so that everything gets combined really well. And keep beating this for another 3 minutes. Now I'm gonna take a sieve and I'm gonna add a cup of all-purpose flour, baking powder, and just a pinch of salt to balance the sweet. And we're gonna sift it in there, and this is gonna ensure you get a nice light cake. And if there are lumps, just press it with your fingers and let it pass through the mesh. An important trick to remember when mixing this is not to use a mixer and also to mix in the same direction. This will make sure that your cake is not too tough, since we're only using one leavening agent, and that's baking powder. If at this point your batter is too thick, you can always add a couple tablespoons of milk, but mine was perfect, so I didn't. In a greased cake tin, I'm gonna pour the batter in and bake the cake at 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, now that the cake is taken care of, let's make the milk mixture that the cake is gonna soak in. This is the tres leches portion. So we're gonna start with 1 cup of regular milk, half a cup of cream, half a cup of evaporated milk, and 1/4 cup of condensed milk. You wanna leave your stove on low, and you kind of just wanna reheat the mixture and make sure the milk and the sweetness combine. You don't want this to boil, there are chances that it can curdle. So keep stirring and keep an eye on it. Once you start seeing bubbles around the edges, you can turn it off. This may seem like a lot of milk, but the cake will absorb everything. Now my cake is ready. I'm just gonna test it with my fork. Okay. The last portion of the cake is the whipped cream topping. So here I just have a cup of cream and I added 3/4 cup of powdered sugar to it, and I'm just gonna whip it. Make sure you don't whip this too hard. You just want soft peaks, otherwise it could turn into butter. Whip for about 3 minutes and then it should be good to go. A trick to getting good whipped cream is to chill your bowl prior to whipping the cream. Now let's assemble the cake. I'm gonna place the cake back in the pan I baked it in. I'm gonna poke holes in it so that it can absorb as much liquid as possible. Just use a straw or a knife, whichever works. You don't have to get too fancy with this. Now evenly pour the milk mixture all over the cake. There is going to be some excess flowing over the sides, but don't worry. Once you chill it, it'll all disappear. The cake will absorb everything. Now I'm going to add my whipped cream topping and spread evenly. You can serve the cake immediately, but it tastes best when it's chilled for about 6 hours. Enjoy and let me know if you guys try the cake out. I can't wait to hear the feedback. Thank you.